Hey guys, it's me with another cycling video here on YouTube. Firstly, before we start this video, I just want to thank everybody for your support, those who've subscribed to the channel over the last few weeks, liked videos, made comments. It's great to feel appreciated. I'm still a bit of a novice at this, being in front of the camera. It's hard work, it's not as easy as it seems. Well, today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. First off, as you know, my channel is usually all about Audaxes and what goes on there and just the journey along the way really. But today I'm going to be looking at something a little bit different. Don't worry, there'll be some more Audax videos on the way soon. In fact, I'll be going out on my bike tomorrow, so watch out for that over the next few days. But today is going to be, I'm going to be focusing on Sportives, and in particular those Sportives which are quite local to me. So we're talking South Yorkshire, North Lincolnshire and the East Riding. So if like me you're already thinking about 2019 and which ones to take part in, this video is just for you. The Flat 100 claims to be the flattest Sportif in the country. When you see the routes available on Sportif HQ's website, you understand straight away where the route takes you. You've guessed it, you'll be cruising around North Lincolnshire and South Yorkshire. Starting in Thorn, whichever distance you choose, you're guaranteed flat as a pancake riding. On the downside, if you're into a headwind, you're going to feel it. With nowhere to hide, riding together is a great way of just getting through it. This has Sportif HQ's usual pricing structure in place, with prices beginning at £17.50 for early birds on shorter rides, and even if you decide last minute to enter the medium or long distances, you're only looking at £30 for a great day in the saddle. In my sights in the spring of 2019 is the Rutland Cycle Tour. Having enjoyed Rutland previously, in 2018, I'll be looking forward once again to hitting this part of the region. The website says the routes are carefully planned to provide you with the best Rutland bike rides. They are picturesque and across a challenging terrain. I certainly agree, this is a wonderful thought out Sportif across some wonderful rolling countryside, with the odd challenging sharp climb thrown in for good measure. As is often the case, the toughest challenges are reserved for the top two distances, and the Rutland Cycle Tour is no different. Taking not only Rutland, you also ride through the neighbouring counties of Lincolnshire, Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire. It's claimed the longest route has almost 2,000 metres of climbing, which includes views over Rutland Water, the Vale of Belvoir, Eyebrook Reservoir and the Haringworth Viaduct. Like all Sportives I've been talking about today, they take place on open roads with no off-road sections, so suitable for road bikes. For distances, prices and to find out more about the Rutland Cycle Tour, head over to the ITP events website found in the video description below. The Arrow Sportif takes place in the spring, and from the off I find it hard not to say it is the most expensive Sportif I mentioned in this video. At £40 or £48 on the day, this Sigma Sport event sees you given a free SIS Energy Gel bundle before you head off out on your bike from Market Racing Racecourse. Sigma Sport say its name is taken from the typically flat lands of Lincolnshire, and this certainly is the case for the Arrow Sportif. Straight away you're on the flats heading south onto quiet roads through sleepy villages linked by unspoilt country lanes. Soon enough you'll find yourself near Lincoln at a feed station, but don't eat too much or you'll struggle with the first climb of the day, Cannock Hill. It's quite steep, but it's over quickly with a little effort. From there you'll head southeast along the B1188. I found this more like an A road during the 2018 event. It's a little busy with traffic, but with it being quite straight, a little rolling, if you put in some effort you can quickly get along it. Helped also by the fact that most of this section of the ride is fairly downhill. Now, if you opted for the long route, you'll find yourself swinging out through Horncastle before rejoining the medium route for a rather short up and over the Lincolnshire Wolds. Before you know it, you'll be flying down 6 hills back towards the racecourse. Keep an eye out next year for charities advertising on social media. You can often get free entry on this and other Sportives simply by pledging and helping to collect donations towards a worthy cause. Are you perhaps looking for a ride somewhere further afield? Why not go ahead and check out the White Rose Classic. With 3 distances to choose from, this ride is set in the wonderful Yorkshire Dales, a part of the UK I've yet to visit. I think I might check out this one in 2019. The longest distance on offer is 120 miles, that's just under 200 kilometres. Enjoy over 10,000 feet or 3,000 metres of climbing. One thing is for sure, with a Sportif like this, you have to be prepared to go uphill. The ride itself has 7 local climbs listed on the website, so be sure to check them out before booking yourself on this one. For further details, go to their website at whiteroseclassic.org.uk. The creme de la creme of Sportives in this part of the UK has to be the Lincoln Grand Prix. Ignoring the shortest distance and depending on your level of fitness, consider yourself in for a tough, or as I see it, a challenging bike ride, as you ride along the quiet lanes and take in the scenic wonder of the Lincolnshire Wolds. On the longest distance, at dead on 100 miles, the route takes you through the cycling mecca of Barnsley, and you soon find yourself creeping up towards Humber, and this is where the real hills start to kick in. You cannot reach Belchford without going up a couple more, and Furlong Road will begin to test those legs. After a little respite on some gentle hills, you'll soon be tested once again. You'll arrive at Rutland Hill, a short but nevertheless sharp climb with an average gradient of 12%. You'll be glad when you reach the top, as things do start to flatten out, and for the next 20 kilometres will be going downhill, with the odd bump thrown in for good measure. The real legwork begins at the start of the final third of the ride, with a steady climb leaving Rothwell, followed swiftly by Netterton Hill, which has one of the toughest gradients in the county. Even when you get up this admittedly short, sharp climb, you are faced with a continual climb upwards, which on some days seems to go on forever. Forget about all that and look over your right shoulder as you take in the panoramic views. If you look close enough, you can see the Lincoln Cathedral off in the distance. Just think, one more hill at Scampton and you're nearly there. One thing is for sure, no matter which route you take, you'll be finishing the ride by climbing or possibly walking up the punishing / satisfying, depending on your outlook, cobbled streets of Michaelgate to reach that finish line. And one thing you'll remember afterwards as you ride upwards is not just the cobbles and the climb itself, will be the noise from the cheering spectators and shoppers encouraging you up towards Castle Square. The Lincoln Grand Prix is a ride not to be missed. If you haven't rode it before, stick the 11th of May 2019 in your diary right now. I'll be riding it in my 3rd year, and at just £36 for the longest distance, the route is fully signposted, has great feed stations, some challenging but by no means surmountable climbs, take in some fantastic views as you look across the walls, and with hot food, a medal and a t-shirt at the end, you can see why this represents both great value for money and a great day out. Check out itpevents.co.uk now for full details. Can't make the Lincoln Grand Prix? Why not check out its younger sibling, the Le Petit Grand Prix, in September? It may be called Le Petit, but the routes themselves are nevertheless grand. Taking in some of the quietest roads and lanes in the county, this Sportif sets out on an entirely different set of roads across the southern half of the Lincolnshire Wolds. With over 4 distances to choose from, you're once again spoilt for choice, offering something for everyone. If you're thinking about your first Sportif, give this one your attention. With a considerably smaller field and the absence of the iconic climb up Michaelgate, you'll find this Sportif no less enjoyable than the main event. Enter Le Petit Grand Prix and enjoy a trouble-free day out on your bike, with comprehensive route signage, feed stations and mechanical support if you should have a problem. No matter the distance, it still represents great value for money at just £31. You'll be in good company throughout the event on what will be a relaxed ride through Lincolnshire and the Wolds. Starting from Gainsborough in the district of East Lindsey, the Trent Valley 100 has you choosing from either a 33, 71 or a 101 mile distance ride. If you fancy taking in a ride through Lincoln, choose the medium distance or go for the longer distance which takes you up and over the Lincolnshire wolds to the east of the city. This is yet another offering from Sportif HQ, who have a very simple pricing structure. Like many of their other events, the shorter distance starts at £17.50 and £25 for all other distances. Be sure to book your place on the field before the end of December to take advantage of these early bird prices. Another of Sportif HQ's series of 100 cycling sportives is the King Edward 100. Starting from Newark, the longest ride on offer will see you taking a winding scenic adventure along plenty of Lincolnshire lanes and rolling hills to the south of Lincoln. If you're thinking of retiring, you'll be pleased this ride takes you briefly through the wonder that is Woodhall Spa. Located in the northeasternmost tip of the route, this idyllic spa town appears to be lost in time. Go check it out sometime and you'll see what I mean. Anyway, soon you'll find yourself rolling downhill from Woodhall Spa into Barnsley, where hopefully you'll count more bikes than you will cars. However, the opposite might be true if you end up in a headwind along Barnsley Causeway. Pancake flat and very exposed, remember to duck down low in your seat on this deceptively small section of road. In a headwind it can wear you down, just in time for the hills that sit in front of you. And believe you me, there are many rolling hills as you head back towards Newark. If you don't fancy a trip to Woodhall Spa and Barnsley, go for the medium route. At just under 60 miles, this provides you with enough climbing to make for a very interesting ride. Both the long and medium distance will see you sailing downhill at speed through Colby for the last 30 miles of the day. All this from just £25 for early birds or a standard price of £27.50. If you just want to turn up at the day, it'll be a little bit more and of course subject to availability. The Rydale Rumble is a fairly new ride in the Sportif calendar. Having entered this myself in 2018, I can tell you the longest distance lives up to its name. The extreme route takes you 170 kilometres around the North Yorkshire moors. Prepare yourself for some brutal climbs on this Sportif. Train hard for 3 monumental climbs which form part of the route. Boltby Bank, Blakely Bank and the infamous Rosedale Chimney Bank. In this year's event the weather was very wet and with strong gales on top of the moors, many riders including myself missed out on climbing up Rosedale Chimney, dropping down to the medium route instead. In 2019 I'd like to give this another shot. Taking place in the North Yorkshire moors, I find this Sportif holds great value for money at just £35 for the extreme route, £30 for the challenge medium route or just £25 for the Inspire route. Adding a little cost for camping, this makes for a great weekend break. Check out their website for anything I've missed at rydalerumble.co.uk. The new route in 2019, the Flat 100 South, is the latest offering from Sportif HQ. Starting from Peterborough over in neighbouring Cambridge, the ride takes you through the fens, small towns and villages that litter South Lincolnshire. Sportif HQ offer a great price for beginners, amateur cyclists and everyone else, with prices starting from as little as £17.50 for the shorter but nevertheless inspiring 21-mile distance, up to £25 for the epic 102-mile distance which takes in the whole of what southern Lincolnshire has to offer. These early bird prices are available for anyone signing up between now and the end of 2018, with standard and last minute options also available. Hes Right 100 is a brand new event for 2019 and allowing riders to explore the East Riding of Yorkshire and the Yorkshire Wolds. If you're thinking about heading out on your first Sportif, why not give this one a try? The short route offers a little bit of a challenge, taking in a couple of local climbs before returning you back to the start in Bishop Burton. The medium route at 58 miles takes you as far north as Wetwang, where Richard Whiteley of Countdown grew up, and then taking you on a route back south through Middleton on the Wolds. Now I've stopped showing you my age for just a second and tell you about the longest route. If you think you're brave enough, give this one a go. It sees you riding up a couple classic climbs such as those found in Fixendale and Hanging Grimston. With nearly 5,000 feet of climbing, you'll know you've ridden this one. August is not an overly familiar month for riding Sportives in Lincolnshire, it would seem. I couldn't find any local rides taking place in the first summer month. However, if you don't mind going a little further afield, why not consider the Barnsley Boundary Heroes ride? In aid of Help for Heroes, this Sportif takes place over the quieter roads of the Peak District. The extreme route includes such fearsome climbs as Peroid Lane in Stocksbridge. I found half of that segment by accident on my trip to North Wales earlier this year. I describe it in one word: fun. The ultra ride at 96 miles includes climbs such as Bolster Stones, Wig Twizzle and the southern climb up Home Moss. Apparently, according to the British cycling website, the sting in the tail of the ultra route is the lesser known Vineyard climb with its 30% hairpin. This Sportif takes place on the 18th of August. Unfortunately for me, this happens as I compete in the French ride, Paris-Brest-Paris. Shame, I would love to have taken part in this one, maybe next year. Anyway, if you want to find out more about the Barnsley Boundary Heroes ride, you can look for it on the British Cycling website, or why not just click the link in the description below this video. The Ross Tiger 100 is Sportif HQ's main event, where the longest distance takes you, the rider, around a large swathe of Lincolnshire. From the start line just outside Grimsby, you find yourself quickly traversing across the Lincolnshire Wolds, an area of natural beauty with its rolling hills, quiet lanes and spectacular scenery. You will get to ascend up and down the hills on 3 separate occasions, from the initial climb up Ashby Hill into East Ravendale and through the picturesque village of Wold-Newton in the north of the county. A quick sprint southwest on the flat, and in no time you'll be passing through Wallaby and climbing out of Belchford in the southern Wolds. The next 50 miles will see you speeding along on quiet lanes and the odd B-road as you begin swinging back towards the Lincolnshire Wolds in the distance. Don't forget to save yourself some energy for the steady climb through Caister, and then the sharp climb out again before some final rolling countryside sees you coming down the other side back to the finish line. All this for just £25 if you book now. Naturally, there are other distances available. If you don't like the thought of much climbing, check out the 58-mile distance, which has just one climb, which sends you around the quiet villages scattered along the east coast. As with many of these events, GPS files are often available on the lead up to the event, so be sure to download those in advance if you can. The event websites will usually include some route analysis as well, and indicate the location of any feed stations. On hillier Sportives, you will often find notable climbs are mentioned, so go ahead and use the segment explorer on Strava to get the lowdown of what to expect. You will find performance data from past events is often available on these sites too, so you can compare your performance with previous years. And finally, be sure to look up yourself and your mates in the official photo galleries. A link to all these Sportives is available in the description below this video, so go check them out and get your 2019 calendar done. Well, congratulations for making it this far through the video. I hope you found it informative and useful in helping you decide what Sportives you might take part in 2019. And if you are doing any Sportives, let me know what they are, put them in the commentary below, along with any questions that you might have, and I'll do my best to answer as many of those as I possibly can. Well, that's it then. If you'd like to give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel as well. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.